So, um, hello again. This is Master Sakurai here. I I've been taking some time to uh deal with work and everything else, paying rent. But most importantly, I've been taking time to do what I said in the last video that I made, which was watch Dot Hack Sign. Um, I finished it as of this recording, and I gotta say this right now. That is by far going on my list of the top 5 animes that I love. There was Bleach, there was One Piece, there was Dragon Ball, there was Fooly Cooly, and now it's Dot Hack Sign. Now it's Dot Hack Sign. And I said this to my peers, and I said this um to a friend of mine who follows me on my social media. Um this This franchise, this anime, Dot Hack Sign, gave me exactly what I was looking for in Sword Art Online. Now, from what I heard, Sword Art Online has been around for a while, and some people say that it was around the time Dot Hack Sign was also um around too, but no one really knew if that's true. No one really knew Sword Art Online like that. But I can tell you this, there was a lot of people that knew about Dot Hack Sign, that knew about Dot Hack, that knew about um what was the overall name for it? Something that's like Ilkma or something. I don't know. I might have to double check on that. Um because I've been also listening to some videos that was talking about the origin of how like Dot Hack even came to you know to be made and everything, and because it has a different name, but that that's a whole different video that I'm probably gonna be putting on the channel if I even uh get to around beating Dot Hack Infection, because I'm in the process of doing that off screen. But I mainly wanted to make this video to basically talk about how I feel about this anime. Um, and I'm not gonna be going like from beginning to end, just more so just pieces that I want to talk about, pieces that I remember, pieces that like the characters and everything like that, because I've been watching it for days. Um, how it started was very interesting, because we start with Tsukasa. We start with Tsukasa, and something happens to this character. And at the time, it wasn't really implied whether the gender of the character. At first, I thought it was male. Um, but as the episodes went on, we've come to find out that that Tsukasa is a girl that was enjoying the game, but got infected. Well, not infected, but like it hit like her character got taken and messed up for this other purpose of this unknown entity called Morgana, um, who like was a part of the whole program. Um, Basically, it's like an omnipotent figure. I couldn't find an actual um picture of the character in question. In the manga, it's this giant monster. But and also I'm gonna have to find out where I can get the manga, 'cause I really want to read the manga now. Um, there's a lot more details in it, to be from what I hear. But in the anime overall, Morgana is like the body is not present, but the voice is, and she's um telling Tsukasa that like she needs her and she'll protect her and everything. Um, but the problem is she can't log out, and this omnipotent thing, this omnipotent being altered the memories of Tsukasa, making her think that she's not even a girl, that her memories are false of the real world and everything, even though in real life, like, she was abused by her father, neglected by her father throughout her entire life. That there were flashbacks going in and out, um, which was very like confusing at first, but I started to really think and really pay attention. I had to really pay attention with this. This is an anime where you have to pay attention to what you're watching. And I love that. And I love that about this anime, because in regards to like Sword Art Online, it's basically you don't have to like, you know what I'm saying, like really focus. Like the overall story is there. Like this thing happened, and this thing happened, and this thing happened. But for this, you have to literally like come to the conclusion of all this that's going on. Like, oh, this is happening. Oh, that's happening. This is happening. That's why this is happening. I like that about this anime. She can't log out, and her body is goes in like a coma, and she's been rushed to the hospital on life support. And throughout the show, throughout this anime, she meets other characters like Mimiru, Silver Knight, who is a part of the Crimson Knights, Subaru, who is the leader of the Crimson Knights, who later on becomes more like a very close friend to Tsukasa. And Bear and BT and Krim comes along. Then there's Sora, Sora is like this very annoying yet person who honestly just wants attention, honestly wants to be accepted. That's basically the character that I got from Sora, especially in the end. Bear is like the overall like adult figure, along with BT, who like is very busy with his job, and it's led to believe that like he's into some kind of like authoritative job. For as far as BT goes, I think she's just this rich woman who was just lonely and wanted companionship. And at first she had a crush on Krim, but Krim that didn't want that. Krim wanted to keep things private, keep things in the game the way it is, and in private and in real life just to cut that off. He had more feelings for Subaru, but Subaru, in the end, it turned out that like Krim accepted the fact that wasn't gonna happen. And Subaru was more like a shy girl who turns out to be in a wheelchair, that also was lonely and needed. This honestly had me think about my introverted self when I was a kid. Everything that was going on, like this whole anime just made me think that like this is just a bunch of people who are dealing with life outside of the game, and while they're logged in, they're trying their best to cope, but they're going through stuff, and it's very clear that that's happening. Um, Even with BT, like, even though she's rich, like she's looking for, like I said, looking for companionship. Bear is keeping a leveled head. You got Mimuru, who when she merged with Tsukasa, she couldn't stand him because Tsukasa was very standoffish, very introverted, and thought that like nobody would accept her, so she pushed off a lot of people, even Mimuru, who slapped the crap out of her. But eventually, they helped Tsukasa like eventually begin to come to terms with who she really was, and so that she could log out. We also, the good thing about it was about this anime. Also, since I'm playing Infection, when they introduced the characters from Infection, like Helba and Orca and Balmung, along with Kite, I immediately got hyped because in the end it all made sense that this anime took place before Infection. Now, even though I did the reaction from Glass Reflection talking about all of this, it's good to like have this correlation for myself so that I can piece together my own things. Plus, it's been a minute since I did that video, so not easily gonna remember exactly what happened. But yeah. Also, I was shocked to see Skaith in this. Like, I'm happy that like the elements of this anime is a part of the games. I'm actually happy about that. But yeah, this anime in particular, from a personal perspective, made me think about how my life as a child was back then. I didn't have a lot of friends. I was pretty introverted. I didn't really trust anyone. It was hard for me to cope with that as well. I also sought companionship, like for someone to like me, someone to care about me. I still don't have much of a connection or relationship with my father figure, so I related to Tsukasa a little bit because of the fear, you know, of her father and what he might do and everything. It's just the overall fear that you're gonna fail, so why even try? And why even try to make an effort for people? And constantly being, you know, afraid to talk up, to speak up for yourself, constantly being afraid to look people in the eye, and also accept the fact that they want to be your friends too. Like, it made me understand Tsukasa a lot, especially when in the middle of this, where you know, her character started breaking down and she died the first time in the game, and the pain of her being revived in the game and everything, and finally accepting the fact that like, cause Morgana knew, in my honest opinion, from my perspective, Morgana knew that Tsukasa had a hard time existing in the real world. So Morgana used that as leverage to manipulate Tsukasa into doing what she wanted and keeping her as broken, making sure that Aura wouldn't wake up. By the way, the little girl, and I didn't realize until the end, the little girl that was constantly asleep on the bed, turned out to be the younger version of Aura, which is also a part of the game. I cannot tell you how loud I was an hour ago watching this. I was hyped. They're like, oh, so now it all makes sense. It all makes sense now. And why Aura has the book is to carry out the mission to get rid of Scathe and Morgana and any other who try to threaten the people in the game. I understand it now. I fully understand it now. It's to get rid of the virus in the game. Even though Aura's an AI, like I love that. I really do. I also love at the end where they all got to meet up together after a time away from the game and dealing with real life and everything. And that's another thing I also came to realize is that you may have time to play the game constantly, but you still have a life. Your physical body isn't in the game. Your physical body is outside of the game, and you have to deal with life before you immerse yourself into this world. Um, and it's okay to have those feelings and feel what you feel. It's okay. It's more than okay. That's honestly the biggest takeaway that I got from this anime is that like it's okay to feel. It's okay to have emotions. It's okay to, you know, to be afraid at times. But it's also good for you to accept who you are and not be afraid to fail or think anybody's gonna think less of you, because that's not the case. But yeah. Also, it made more sense. It made more sense about the cat. It made more sense because the cat was also like data, but it turned out that at the end of it all, like the cat got to still exist in the game, and it was very heartwarming to see Tsukasa um recognize the sprite character of Matcha. That's the cat's name, Matcha. And know that like in some way, shape, or form Matcha's still there, but someone else is using the altered character of this data as their persona in the game. Even when the character started crying and they couldn't understand why they were crying, that touched me. I almost doggone near cried. Especially when you find Sora start crying because he didn't think anybody would still want him around, and the fact that like he was forcing himself to to get friends, like it showed that he was really lonely on the outside. He really was lonely. And he honestly was just desperate to find friends, but he just didn't want to really admit that to himself. But Tsukasa came to him and just reassured him that we're friends. We're friends now. Oh, and another thing about Silver Knight, and then half of that, Silver Knight honestly pissed me off in the beginning of this, and in half of this, because the dude was he was so caught up in obeying the rules. He was so caught up in policing people in the game and everything. He wasn't even having fun in the game until like at the end of it, you see him coming out of his shell and being more open with the rest of the characters, and just like accepting the fact that like you can't take this seriously. Just a game. You're not of a higher power. Like you don't have authority. You're the same as everybody else, and it's time for you to accept that. Also, the soundtrack is fire. I love the soundtrack. If you can hear it throughout this video, the instrumental version of Obsession, I love that song. Um, Along with the other songs that was along with this anime, well, is a banger too. It really just made the feeling that something is going on in the world, and it's about a lot more than just a game. Like the dude that created Harold, the dude that created the whole game, he was going through a lot of stuff too. He mourning over the death of his daughter, creating Aura in the image of her. Like, that was insane. That was actually, I loved it. I honestly did. This gave me more than what Sword Art Online gave me. I watched season 1 and 2 of Sword Art Online and then fell off because I just couldn't deal. I couldn't like get with it anymore. I just couldn't. It's just like it wasn't giving me what I was looking for when it came to like isekai anime. But this did. This honestly did. And I know there's more. I know there's more. I still have to watch the other ones. And I probably will be making a review of that as well. Or like just me talking about it. It's just me talking about it. But yeah, I know that my viewers probably aren't interested in Dot Hack, and that's fine. It's an old franchise. But hopefully you guys can like listen to what I'm saying that's along with this video, and just understand that if this was you, if you were like Tsukasa or any of the characters that like outside of the video game, you're going through a lot of trauma, things that were out of your control, things that hurt you, abused you, or whatnot, know that it's not the end. And you cutting yourself off from the world and immersing yourself, isolating yourself, doesn't really help, because we all need each other. You're not the only one who goes through it. A collection of a lot of people go through the same thing, and they're in the same boat as you are. And all it takes is for you to just open your eyes and not be afraid of what you were afraid of before. You were not at fault for what happened in the past. And those days are over. And it's time to let that go and be a new person, while simultaneously staying true to yourself. And honestly, that's all I got. That's all I got to say about this. Honestly, Dot Hack Sign, 10 out of 10. From beginning to end, I could not have wanted any more. It gave me exactly what I wanted. It gave me lore. It gave me stuff about the world. It gave me stuff about the video game. And now I love the video game even more. And I can't wait till I beat it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Y'all have a good day. Stay safe. This has been Master Sakurai. I love y'all, and I'm out. Peace.